Hello, everyone, and welcome to Let's Talk About It Buffalo podcast with your host, Anthony Stevens, right here out of the beautiful city of Buffalo, New York, the city of good neighbors. Welcome to season number 1, episode number 17. Just before we get into the episode, I'd like to take this time to thank all of our sponsors all over the world who sponsor Let's Talk About It Buffalo podcast. If it wasn't for you, there would be no podcast. Thank you for your acts of kindness and generosity toward this podcast show. If this is your very first time joining us here on Let's Talk About It Buffalo podcast, why don't you put your hand together, give yourselves a round of applause, but thank you so very much for joining us right here on Let's Talk About It Buffalo podcast for season number 1, episode number 17. I got something I want to share with you today on this podcast show. Again, we are very sorry for the inconvenience. We're not able to play part 3 of Bishop Charles Harrison Mason due to audio difficulties. We'll have that up on tomorrow. We want you to know we're working on that audio for you on tomorrow. But I want to get into something tonight that will help you and definitely during this Black History time, in this Black History Month celebration that we have some amazing, powerful people, again, that we're going to be talking about for the remainder of this week. We thought our audio for Bishop Charles Harrison Mason was going to work tonight, but due to some technical difficulties, we're not able to get part 3 up. We will have that up on tomorrow. If the Lord bless us, we will have that episode up. Many people are listening to that episode 1 and 2, and they're looking forward to hearing episode number 3. But tonight I got something for you that I want to talk to you about. And I trust that you'll like this, what I'm getting ready to talk to you about tonight. Something that I saw, and I want to share it with the world. Again, as I said, you can join us on all of our social media platforms, listening platforms, our online merch, and also on our Patreon. Again, I want to thank everybody for your love and support there on all of our listening platforms and our social media. Tonight, I have something that I want to share with you about 4 different groups of people. 4 different groups of people. Now, I want you to listen to me when I say this and read this to you, and I trust that you will enjoy this for the next few minutes. There's a team that had 4 members called Everybody, Somebody, Anybody, Nobody. Okay? I want you to hear that. There were 4 people that were called Everybody, Somebody, Anybody, Nobody. Okay? Now, there was an important job to get done. Everyone was sure that somebody would do it, and anybody could have done it, but nobody did it. Somebody got angry about that because it was everybody's job. Everybody thought anybody could do it. Nobody realized that everybody's job, everybody would do it. It ended up that nobody did it what anybody could have done. Simply giving us to know these 4 groups of people. Can you imagine that everybody had the same job, but nobody wanted to do the job? It says everybody, somebody, anybody, nobody. The tale of the whole entire story was somebody could have did the job, but nobody did it because they were waiting for everybody else to do it. So, what I want to talk to you about today is standing your ground. Standing your ground on who you are as a person. Don't allow everybody, anybody, nobody to stop you from standing your ground on who you are. What makes the difference in the world is when we got people that are really able to stand up. Let me just say this. We have a lot of other things happening in the world. We do. We have other things happening in the world. But we need people to stand up and be who they are. Because look, the world depends on what we do as humans. We can't depend on everybody to do our job. Now, the question is, will the real people stand up? Will the real people stand up that can get the job done? Now, this lesson I was reading to you is about these four groups of people. Everybody could have did the job, but nobody really wanted to do the job. But the moral of the story was the job didn't get done because they were waiting for somebody else to do it. And it could have been everybody doing it. This is the episode I want to put out today as we grow in life. You know, we celebrate Black History Month. We celebrate our ancestors on how they lived. Now imagine you taking a picture of many of your ancestors. You know, we were not born back in the 1800s, 1900s, but those generation of people had to deal with something that we didn't have to deal with. And number one, they had to go and work in the field. They had to pick cotton. Some of them had to use the mule to plow the fields. Many of them were sharecroppers, but they had to do something for a living. For a living. In this generation today, we complain about everything. But we have everything that we need. And we begin to picture ourselves as these four teams of people. We generate our own thing that we want to do, but when it comes to the work, it's just not one person's job, it's everybody's job to get it done, regardless of what it is. We're going to make the world a better place, we're going to make it a peaceful place, we got to work together. No matter what race, color, wherever you're from, we got to work together to make it right. Now, I found out in this story, and right at the end of the story, they blamed somebody when nobody did what anybody could do. So they started blaming each other because nobody wanted to do the job. This is where this podcast really helps the listener. We want you to understand that you are somebody. Stand up, and be who you are. Take your place. Stop allowing people to tell you you're not worth it. You're worth whatever you put into whatever you're doing. Every single day I make this podcast, I put all of my energy into what I do. Even if people don't appreciate what I do, I still put in time and effort to work because I want to change the generation. I'm sorry, our generations are different now. Young people are different than the generation before us. We got to teach, we got to show the value of hard-working people become. Whenever you sacrifice in your mind to do something that's going to be great, do it. Don't be like anybody, somebody, anybody, nobody. Don't be like that. Be who you are. Stand up. take your place. You have a place in life, and your place is to motivate others to do the same exact thing. Let me slow it down some. Got about 5 minutes left. Want to share this with you. I know that we are living in a world now that sometimes everything doesn't go our way, and it doesn't. But we got to remember this, that even our ancestors had to go through hot days picking cotton and plowing the fields and doing other things to survive for their families. You ought to take every day of your life and make it the best you can. Every day of your life is not a failure to you, okay? Nobody on this show is a failure because you are destined to do what is best for you, whatever that is. Every day I wake up, put my feet on the ground, the first thing I do is thank God, and I go without my day. Because when you are faced with obstacles, when you're faced with all kind of issues, you don't want to be the person like, oh, somebody could have did it, but anybody could have did it. Nobody did it. Everybody could. Then you start throwing the blame on everybody but yourself. And that's where we have to take precedence to know that we must do the best we can do. At the end of this life, I want to be remembered as somebody who done the best they could. Even when, you know, you got a low budget podcast. When you have a podcast that may not generate as much as these millionaires do. But I'm determined and I'm not scared to podcast. I'm not worried about that. What I'm worried about is this generation now. These young people who are growing up now. My parents told me, wait till you get older. You're going to see what life is about. You can't walk around and blame everybody. You got to get it done yourself. Even if you by yourself. Sometimes, man, you got to be by yourself. Try to figure out from day to day. When sometime you got this bill over here and this bill over here. Car may break down. May need a new washer and dryer. May need a furnace. May need something fixing your house. My dad said that's a part of growing pains. Everybody grows into the growing pains. When you got to pay bills, when you got to do different things. Sometimes you don't feel like getting up, paying that bill, but you got to. That's the only way you're going to survive. So at the end of the day, whatever we put out, stand up for what you are. Be who you are. Don't put it off on somebody else. Get up, get it done. I got about 2 minutes left. And the reason why I say it today is because our world is facing all kind of issues. All kind of issues are being faced. But we have to be determined, ladies and gentlemen, as we face this world. I just read to you a story about a team of 4 people. Anybody, somebody, anybody, nobody. What category do you fit in? Do you fit in the category of somebody, a category of anybody, the category of nobody, or the category of everyone? What category do you fit in? The category of somebody, anybody, nobody, and everybody. What category do you fit in? That's a question for you. Where do you fit in? Are you the one that wanted to make it happen? Or do you want to sit by the road and see everything else happen? That's where you come in. That's where you come in at, ladies and gentlemen. Because your life is more important than anything. Your life is more important than anything. I really wanted to share this with you tonight because I want you to go away from our podcast knowing who you are. You are who God made you. Stand up. Be who you are. Walk flat footed, knowing and being determined to know that I'm going to get the job done regardless if nobody helps, anybody helps, somebody helps. I'm getting it done. Because to make it, you got to be able to do it. And that's what it's all about. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for joining us here on Let's Talk About It Buffalo podcast with your host, Anthony Stevens, right here out of the beautiful city of Buffalo, New York, the city of good neighbors. Thank you for joining us for season number 1, episode number 17. On tomorrow, we pray and trust that we're able to get episode number 18 up with Bishop Charles Harrison Mason. Due to our audio issue, we were able to podcast today without that audio being put up. But again, we will have that up on tomorrow. We're sorry for that inconvenience, and we will have that up for you on tomorrow. Again, join us on all of our social media platforms. You can join us on Facebook at Let's Talk About It Buffalo on Facebook. You can join us on Instagram at Let's Talk About It Buffalo 9 on Instagram. You can join us on Twitter at Let's Talk About It 1 on Twitter. You can also join us on our YouTube channel at Let's Talk About It Buffalo YouTube. Please like, comment, and subscribe there on our YouTube channel. Turn on that post notification bell. You don't miss any upcoming episodes. Also, ladies and gentlemen, you could be a part of our merch and our Patreon. All of this information is in the description of the podcast show. Also, you can now subscribe to our podcast through our email. That is also in the description of the podcast. Anytime that you like to call us doing our podcast show, you can. Our phone number is 716-259-2964. Anytime you have any questions during our podcast, we have open lines that we can answer any question that you may have. You can message us during our podcast show. We did receive many messages as we are podcasting. Again, that's all available to you on the chat. So you can do that through our podcast chat. Also, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for all of your support around the world. Thank you for joining us. And remember, we are the city of good neighbors. Take care. God bless. Till the next episode.